Okay, hello again folks. Welcome to the location test mod for Rufus. So let's show off the delayed wake up again. It's still 11 frames and you hold heavy punch when you get knocked down and you'll be able to stay on the ground for 11 more frames like so. And it can still be done on soft knockdown. I'll change that if I can figure out how to differentiate between them. So the next thing is your red focus attack. So Rufus's look like so. So it looks pretty bad. I'll admit that one is probably the worst one I've done. But the same rules apply. Level 1 doesn't crumple, maximum level does. And they're the only two levels you have. And it comes out the same speed as a normal focus attack. It costs 2 meter and can absorb 32 hits. FADCing into it costs all your meter, can absorb 0 hits and can crumple on level 1. I'm not sure what kind of normals Rufus... Ah, there we go. Heavy punch, of course. So, they're your red focus attacks. Now, there is something that I've done for Rufus that I haven't done for any other character regarding red focus attacks, and that is that the inputs, the official inputs, is normal focus attack plus any other button to get red focus attack. So, my usual way is plus heavy kick, and it'll get you red focus attack. But now I've also, trying to make it more official, I've put in the option so you can do the heavy kick or the heavy punch as the optional button. So you can do normal focus attack plus heavy punch and you'll get it as well as the heavy kick variation. So I only put it in sort of gradually. I think I can easily do the other buttons, but I don't want to mess up any other plinking options or stuff like that. So I'm putting it in gradually. If that works out okay, I can put in all the other buttons so then it's more official. Okay, so the Rufus changes. The first one is his neutral or forward throw, because they're the same. Does 135 damage rather than 150. So nerfed damage on his forward throws. The next thing is fast standing medium punch is now cancelable. Okay, so you can go into all your specials and your super. Now the thing about this is that nothing seems to reach. So it's a little odd. I mean, the only thing that actually is worth doing is an EX Galactic Tornado, because that will suck him in. Everything else, nothing seems to reach. Okay. Not even a max range, nearly max range, things will reach. Especially your super, but a complete max range, so, because it's very far reaching, your super won't connect. Okay, if the first hit was a little bit further, then it would do, but it doesn't. So it doesn't. But it does give you the option of doing some sort of hit confirms. I don't know what kind of hit confirms he's got, but you can do like that now, and then you can FADC that and go into some sort of light kick. There we go, into your Ultra 1 possibly. So, you know, you can do quite a few things off that, maybe. So that might open up a couple of things. The next thing he's got is his target combo, actually, the one I just shown. That. The heavy kick on block is now -8. So -8 on block to the heavy kick part. Okay, so more vulnerable at the end of that from -5. The next thing is your this one. Messiah Kick Light Kick now has improved follow-up capabilities. Now the fact that it's Messiah Kick then Light Kick leads me to believe it's the follow-up, that one. Okay, so the second bit, the light kick bit. That bit. So it's got improved follow-up capabilities, and I did ask, and not many people seem to know what this meant. I had basically 3 options: improved launch height, improved recovery, or improved juggle. So the launch height and recovery would both allow Ultra 1 and Super to connect from it for free. And the improved juggle would be for, say, if I FADC'd it and went into jumping heavy kick, like so. Doesn't connect, but now it could. Or if I did the normal one, maybe I could do a crouching thing like that and get a little bit of a reset. But what I've implemented is a plus 0.015 launch height. So only just marginally, the smallest pretty much launch height I could ever add in, which means you can now go into like supers and ultras for free. But this might be subject to change. Okay, the next thing is Messiah Kick's medium kick follow-up is now 22 frames recovery rather than 29. So you're a bit more vulnerable on that as well. Normally they don't get to that part because you get sure you can do something out of it before you get to it. But 22 frames recovery instead of 19, and the heavy kick variation has 19 frames recovery rather than 17. The EX Messiah kick is less likely to cross over versus crouching opponents and has lost 3 frames invincibility. You've lost that, so it's now 13 frames instead of 16. But the main thing is, when people are crouching, you're not really going to go over them anymore. Okay? I've tested it with Cammy and obviously Ibuki now, and also Vega, Claw, and it doesn't seem to go over them. What I did is I reduced the amount you travel after frame 50. So basically, you don't travel as far after frame 50. So if I was standing back here, you might see you don't travel as far, but really it's not really that big of a deal, and it stops you crossing over if you're point blank like so, which is always good because that just seems silly. Right, the next thing is we're moving on now. We're moving on. We have Spectacle Romance. The second hitbox has been expanded, so I've expanded that plus 0.1, and let's just see. There we go. It goes past his fist a little bit. Now, there we go. It should hopefully hit and combo a lot better. The next thing is your Ultra 1 has got less damage, 420 damage rather than 460. I'm not going to bother showing that. So the last thing is his Ultra 2 has lost some damage as well as his Ultra 1. So it's got 360 damage now. Let's stick it on and show. Down from 420, so you've lost 60 damage on that. Okay, so 360 damage now. Now this damage I chose to take off the end hits. So if you catch them in airborne, they normally get thrown out before the end hit. So what it means is you do less damage on the ground, but if you catch them in the air, you do the same damage. Now that may not be exactly how they've done it. And also, knockback on air hit has been adjusted. Now I haven't changed that because I have no idea what they mean. Okay, because the knockback is adjusted, it doesn't go as far, or what? I don't quite understand. So it is a hard knockdown, is it? Yes, it seems like a hard knockdown. So maybe they mean it could be soft, but that just seems silly as well. So there we go. There are all the changes for Rufus. Some pretty interesting ones. I didn't implement dive kit recovery. I did, but then in the updated list that has been retracted, so that's no longer inside the mod. So quite a few interesting things. I think the main things are basically damage reductions across some of your important things, ultras and your throws. Not really seeing why really. Maybe the Ultra 1 damage reduction is fair because now it's 420, which is reasonable. But the main ones you want to look out for is fast standing medium punch. That seems good to me, but only for that. Apart from that, a lot of Rufus players don't understand it really. And the light kick, Messiah kick follow up, don't understand what it means and if it's actually meant to be like this at all. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care. So when you want to install my mod, you need to download the mod in the download link in the video, and then extract the file. You'll have your character name changes, so a nice readme to let you know what I've changed and how I changed it, and installation instructions if you don't want to listen to me. And you'll have a character name.bac and character name.bcm. So the next thing you need to do is find your Capcom directory, because your Super Street Fighter 4 files will be in there. Mine's in the C drive in program files, but if you bought it on Steam, it'll probably be in your Steam directory somewhere. So you go in to Super Street Fighter 4. Now you've got some patch 1.07 and patch 1.06. You need to find the one with your most up-to-date character. For example, if we were doing Sagat, his most up-to-date one would be in 1.07, as well as Ryu, Yuri, Dudley, DJ and Cody. But most characters are in 1.06. The character I'm doing is in there, and most characters are. I'll mention it if it's in 1.07. So you go in, and then you go into Battle, Regulation, Latest AE, and then you find the character we're doing. I'm doing Bison, which has got the name Vega at the moment. And so you'll have the character name.bac, character name.bcm, and all you need to do is, I recommend making a backup and copying those files in and rename them original, just so you got them as backup. And then you just copy over my ones into there, and that will allow you to play as my modded version in arcade mode, training mode, and versus mode. So you can have some fun. If you've got local friends to play with, you could update 2 characters that I do and then fight against each other with the new changes. That would be quite interesting. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I hope that has helped.